A released WWE name has returned in a new role. Plus, major AEW names are signing new deals, and the reason for a Raw star's absence has been revealed. It is all in the wrestling news right now. Welcome back to Titan Towers, William Regal.
Woo!
Officially back on the books, PW Insider revealing yesterday morning that William returned to WWE almost 1 year to the day that he was released from the company as well. Now, it's been previously reported by Mike Johnson of PW Insider that Regal's new role, whilst not 100% confirmed, is vice presidential, a much higher position than he was in beforehand.
Yeah.
Primarily there to work closely with NXT, with Triple H, and with his son Charlie Dempsey. And as agreement was made between he and Tony Khan, he cannot appear on WWE television until at least January the 1st, 2024. So no Regal on TV for the next year, but certainly making a massive impact behind the scenes.
Oh, well, which is like, that's the thing I think anybody could really wish for. Like, obviously, it sucks that we can't see him on TV until potentially January 1st, 2024. But I mean, he's such a huge factor for so many wrestlers behind the scenes anyway, making sure everybody's all right, sort of is being there by ringside to help train them and offer them advice and everything. This is the perfect thing, I think, for William Regal to do coming back. And I think he'll be more than happy to just nicely slip into that role and just I think he'll feel very fulfilled doing so, bless him. He's a good lad.
He's a good lad,
is that Willie?
In terms of slipping into roles, an update on the WWE's announcers' positions, asking more questions and answering. What's the latest, Andrew?
So Booker T announced that the NXT announcer job, which was supposed to only run through December, is now actually his full-time job. Although he said he doesn't know where this leaves Wade Barrett, which is a shame.
Yeah, we were meant to only see Booker T for a little bit, and he's been divisive in his role as NXT announcer. A lot of the time, kind of, I think the big frustration with some people with Booker T is, I mean, the great example is who?
Yeah.
Like when, the lack of awareness of some of the wrestlers on NXT. Overall, I think it's been quite a mixed bag of feedback for Booker T.
Yeah,
compared to what was there before, which was Vic Joseph and Wade Barrett.
And Wade, which is like such a good combo together. And I get that as well. I think you mentioned this before in terms of that an announcer should really get over the talent. Yes, even though they might not really know who they are, they should still like sort of put them over a little bit and make them look good, right?
That's your job.
Yeah, that's the job. But yeah, where this leaves Wade, maybe they go back to a 3-person team on NXT, or whether they're still steering clear of that, because we know they've kind of just done like the 2-person thing across the board recently, right? So yeah.
So Wade Barrett obviously got moved over to SmackDown when Pat McAfee went to go do college football for a season. The plan being that when the season is over, Pat will return to do SmackDown. And Wade Barrett being there in the interim, Booker T was on NXT for the interim, and the plan was when Pat was back, everybody would move back to where they were. But with Booker T staying there, does this potentially mean, like you say, a potential return of a 3-man booth? Or does it kind of mean that Pat McAfee isn't coming back anytime soon?
Oh, no.
That's a reality that we might have to look at here.
That's a really good point. I'd never actually sort of thought of that. My mind was and my heart was set on Pat actually coming back. But yeah, that'd be a shame if so. I mean, Wade's absolutely killing it on SmackDown. I think Wade and Cole are phenomenal together as well. But like Pat and Cole together is just something different, isn't it?
It's a very different energy.
It's a very different thing. I'd kind of like to see Wade and Pat as well have a little bit of a back and forth on commentary.
There could be some fun to be had there. You know, characters I think that know when to speak and when not to, and to not tread on each other too much. I think that'd be quite a good little triumph.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I hope that there is a place, and I'm sure there will be a place for Wade as well on the commentary desk, wherever that may be, whichever brand it may be.
Most definitely a place for the Young Bucks in AEW. Fightful Select reporting they're in discussions about new contracts. Now, we don't have any details, terms, or know if they've signed them yet or not, but they know that there is a lot of conversation within the locker rooms of AEW about the Young Bucks negotiating new contractual deals. Now, Fightful Select there's been some confusion about how long the Bucks are there for. Because the Wrestling Observer reported that they had 3-year deals signed in 2019. However, on Being the Elite, they've alluded to having 4-year deals. So it would mean potentially if if they were only 3-year deals,
Yeah.
that time would be up, which is why they're
coming up.
negotiating a new contract now.
Yeah.
And I bring it up because it's funny because we do a daily news podcast as well as this. So if you want just the audio version of what you're hearing, you can. Excuse me.
It's all right. I've got some there as well.
Shall we both have a little
There we go. Get it out.
YouTube goodness? So what it might mean is that. So I mentioned how they've got this thing going on, and as I started saying it this morning on the news podcast on the podcast feed, I said I can't see the Young Bucks leaving AEW. But then I thought, actually, I'm sure this time last year.
Yeah.
We said the same about Cody.
No, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking whilst I was reading the story as well. And I was like, surely they'll just sign new deals and it'll be fine. But I guess like you never really know where people are at with their contract status, where they perhaps maybe if they do want to move on and do something different, because it is the realm of professional wrestling where people's minds can sort of just change on a whim, I guess, depending on what options there are. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I feel like they probably will. They probably will stay on with AEW after sort of coming back semi-recently, I guess, with Kenny Omega. So I think there's still stuff there to be had. So yeah.
From staying put to moving right along, Carl Anderson has put out a tweet after Wrestle Kingdom, after he lost the never openweight title to Tama Tonga. He put, "Thank you, Tama Tonga. Thank you, New Japan. Few will understand the love and admiration I have for the country, the fans, and the people of Japan. Thank you. See you down the road." Next stop, Birmingham, Alabama, for Monday Night Raw, January the 9th. Hashtag the OC. That kind of suggests to me, that tweet, that the Good Brothers have made good with New Japan, and they are now WWE focused once more.
WWE for life.
For life.
But yeah, definitely.
I enjoyed Carl Anderson's match with Tama Tonga, all 9 minutes or so of it.
I actually haven't seen it yet. Was it good?
It was great. It was a lot of plunder very quickly, but I thought it was fine. I enjoyed it. Was it the best match of the night? Absolutely yes. Sorry, Will. Sorry, Kenny. What milestone is Josh Alexander celebrating, Andrew?
Well, he is celebrating becoming the longest reigning Impact World Champion in history at 257 consecutive days. So he's now surpassed Bobby Roode, who held the title for 256 days between 2011 and 2012. And Alexander's next title defense is a week tomorrow against Bully Ray at Impact Hard to Kill.
Will it be hard to kill Bully Ray?
Nah, he's gonna do him in. I'm so happy for Josh Alexander with what felt like so many trials and tribulations, getting to the point of actually capturing the title. I think it's very well deserved for the man.
Absolutely well deserved. Good on you, Josh Alexander. We'll end on a bit of news about a Raw star who's been conspicuous by their absence for the past few months. We haven't seen much of Doudrop, particularly since the new regime came in. It seems like she's been away. A fan tweeted about missing Doudrop, formerly Piper Niven, formerly Viper of ICW, on Twitter, and Doudrop quote retweeted it saying, "I was very sick, but I am healing." And she accompanied this with a brain emoji and a muscly arm emoji as well. So that would certainly spell that there's been some mental health issues potentially,
perhaps,
and some physical health issues tied in. So it's a chance for her to come away and reset. Without speculating on it too much more than that. Yeah, we wish Doudrop the best.
Absolutely,
for a full and speedy recovery. I think there is so much potential in Doudrop / Piper Niven on the main roster.
Me too. I think there's so much potential for her to be repackaged once again as Piper Niven too.
You reckon change the name?
I reckon so. I think that might be in Triple H's sort of vision at the moment going forward. She's such a phenomenal wrestler and such a phenomenal character, and perhaps that's not being shown as much through this Doudrop persona. I know, of course, it's but a name change, but I think she feels more comfortable in herself as Piper Niven. So I'd love to see that at least again. Anyway,
we'll wish. Hopefully, we will see it soon, and we will have more wrestling news throughout the day at Cultaholic.com. If you haven't done so already, go and watch Omega versus Ospreay, you cowards. Keys.
Love you, bye.